Hi guys, it's Alex here with the Recombo, and I have here the HTC 8S and the HTC 8X, two devices which launched at the end of last year to coincide with the launch of Windows Phone 8, which both devices run. As I take you around these two devices, you'll see that they both feature this kind of inflated rectangular design. It's called a pillow design, and it was inspired by the live tiles actually utilised by Windows Phone. It gives a really nice aesthetic with these kind of hard corners but then soft curvature in the hand. So both devices are very nice to hold. What's more, you'll notice that the HTC 8S, which is the 8X is the flagship, the 8S is the second in the product family, has this split colour, this dipped paint look, which is unique to this phone. And it's not just an aesthetic thing. If I actually pull on this lower portion, you can see that the lower section comes away, and unlike the 8X, which is a unibody polycarbonate design, the 8S features both a section for your micro SIM slot here and a micro SD card slot which supports up to 32 gigs. So even though it is the lesser of the two devices with regards to hardware, it does have the option for expandable memory beyond what the 8X offers. Both devices also come in a range of colours. You can get black with white, red with orange, blue with a lighter blue, and this is high-rise grey with this sporty yellow on the base, whilst the body on the 8X is available in blue, black, red and yellow as well, with Windows phones typically going for these very vibrant, bright colour schemes. The 8X is also unique in that it has NFC, something that the 8S doesn't feature. Being the larger of the two devices, the HTC 8X here actually features a 4.3-inch 720p HD display, whilst the HTC 8S features a more conventional 4-inch WVGA, which is a 480 by 800 pixel SLCD panel. Both displays, being LCD technology, pack a lot of punch, especially with the colour reproduction. They're both very bright, vibrant and bright, and that's really nice to see, especially when you find out the price of the cheaper 8S. Comparatively, the resolution is significantly higher on the 8X, and so you'll notice in certain things like reading text, everything looks smoother, and also the contrast levels differ between these two screens as well. If I just go here to the camera in the gallery, you'll see here colours appear to effectively pop. They're much punchier on the 8X over the 8S's lower resolution, older LCD technology screen. This is using SLCD2. Having said that, some of the contrast on the 8S in things like web browsing and things, you'll notice that white seems to be better, as do black. So colour reproduction is better on the 8X, but contrast seems to be better on the 8S. One of the great features about Windows Phone 8 is that it enabled manufacturers to produce handsets that use dual-core or multi-core processors. In this case, both handsets use a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 processor, which is a fantastic chip that we've seen in other handsets in the Android camp previously. The 8S uses a 1 GHz chip with 512 megabytes of RAM, whilst the 8X uses a 1.5 GHz dual-core chip with a gig of RAM. So despite having said that, despite the performance differences on paper, actual real-life use is surprisingly similar. Both phones are very snappy to navigate the UI. Both are very capable with, for instance, just jump here, you'll see 3D gaming. Both of them don't seem to lag or stutter when you play, so they both can do a lot considering the hardware on offer, especially when you compare that to quad-core devices currently in the market. Aside from gaming and navigation, both feature cameras, although the camera on the 8S is a 5 megapixel, whilst the 8X features an 8 megapixel camera. The 8X also has a front-facing camera, which is not apparent on the 8S. This means it's great for things like Skype video calling and other features like that. Both cameras on the 8X feature a wide-angle lens, and there's a dedicated image chip, which kind of gives it the edge in things like low-light photography, 1080p video recording, and things like that. Features of the 8S, being like the second-level device, just doesn't have. Battery life on both phones as well is fantastic. You'll definitely get a day's use without much trouble out of either of the devices, and the less demanding hardware on the 8S actually means that it outlasts the 8X by a little bit. So it's really nice to see. The last thing as well worth noting is that HTC have the partnership with Beats, so of course you get Beats audio integration in both handsets, and with the 8X you even have a separate dedicated amp section, so the loudspeaker is also Beats integrated. It's really, really good. Both devices look and feel great. With the new hardware allowances made by Windows Phone and the design in both of these devices, it's just because they are so beautiful. Some of the best looking phones on the market right now. They would both have my pick if I could, but to choose one, I would actually go for the cheaper 8S. I say cheaper because it is significantly cheaper. It's £179 on pay-as-you-go, whilst the 8X is around £349 on pay-as-you-go. Having said that, you do get 16 gigabytes of onboard storage with 7 gigs of SkyDrive cloud storage on the 8X, whilst the 8S only has 4 gigs of internal storage. But as I said before, you can upgrade that by micro SD card with an extra 32 gigs, which you can't do on the 8X. Aside from that, both of them have this wonderful design language going on. Both of them have rear-facing cameras. Both of them have really great screens. And if you like Windows Phone, it's a great OS. As long as you don't mind some of the app support that is lacking compared to the likes of iOS and Android. But yeah, so in this case, I choose the 8S.